пока я об этом не знал, но поскольку первый раз, слушайте, то зарядки нет, и мне нужно ехать к кастомерам. Мы сейчас с вами быстро забежим, посмотрим, как это все идет, насколько хватит батарейки у нас, друзья. И я, к сожалению, вынужден мероприятие окончить, но мы обязательно с вами вернемся в новом составе, уже во всеоружие, и дольше побудем. У меня просто действительно очень важная бизнес-встреча с кастомерами, и я с удовольствием вам все более детально показал, но ограничен временем, друзья. И не только временем, но еще и, как это правильно сказать, еще и батарейкой. Вот. Так, ну что, я думаю, что там все началось, сейчас мы быстренько с вами глянем. Я, как обычно, сохраняю тишину. Вот.
Finally, we are starting. Let's go in.
1:45. We're starting. Yeah.
Pass these down.
Excuse me. Is it possible? Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Итак, друзья, теперь точно что-то начнется. Вот, сейчас мы вернулись. Но у меня 8% заряда, поэтому я не обещаю вам, что будет прям очень долгая презентация. Но мы попробуем, постараемся. Слушайте. Вот как я вовремя пришел, друзья.
Everybody, please come take a seat. We'll start.
Thank you.
Do you want to bring the First Republic banner up here? Alex, do you want to bring the banner up here? Or you have one down? You have two. Okay, everybody take a seat. We're going to start, please. Hi, my name is Zahaba Stroud, founder of Angel Launch. How many of you have been to a past event? Great, thank you for your support. And how many of you it's your first time? Well, welcome. Hopefully you'll be repeat customers. I came to Silicon Valley 10 years ago. Before that, I was in LA. I was a trial attorny for 25 years. I started doing events as a hobby for the entertainment industry and built up a huge database of investors over that time. I moved here 10 years ago and I launched Angel Launch, and this is our 40th event in this venue. So let's round of applause. We'd like to thank Pastor Jake. You can wave him to that. He is basically the facilitator of this wonderful church, and he has been hosting us for 3 years, so we really appreciate it. We couldn't do it without their hospitality. So, normally, for those of you who've been, this is the first time we've ever had rain in 3 years. Normally, we eat all our meals outside, but obviously we accommodated today because of the rain. So, during the program, afterwards, we have a demo showcase for 2 hours where we network and have dinner. We'll probably stay inside if it's not raining. If it's raining, and if it's raining, we might go outside. So let me tell you a little bit about what I do. I produce live events for startups to meet global investors. And through the years, we have a wonderful group of investors. Many of them are on the stage. And you can see that we're overflowing with investors. The reason they're attracted to our program is because they're very friendly, nice people. That's why they come. They love to help others. Let's give them a round of applause. That deserves applause. I get great feedback. They're very helpful. They'll give you advice. They don't care where you're from in the world. They want startups to succeed in Silicon Valley. And that's why they come to our events. They're going to introduce themselves to you in just a minute, and you'll learn more about them. We have VCs, angels, independent investors, and corporate investors here. The program will consist of a short talk by Max Shapiro. Then we will go into the investor introductions. Then we will go into the pitching for the first track, which is medtech, health tech, pharma, and medical devices. And then we don't take a break. We go right into general AI and tech. When possible, I encourage investors to stay on the stage because even if they're not in medtech, they still know how to ask good questions. And then we'll be done about 4:30. We usually time it right on the dot. And as soon as we're done, we will have food here for dinner, networking dinner for you for 2 hours, and all of the exhibitors get to take a table. Throughout the day, sometimes the exhibitors, after they pitch, they want to go outside and staff their table. That's fine with us. So I like to say this is not kindergarten where we tell you what to do. The whole point for you is to network, whatever works for you. You can move your table, you can go out and spend the whole time talking to people out there, whatever helps you meet potential customers or clients. The whole point of the event is for you to meet people who can help you to the next level. Everybody in the room knows an investor, everybody knows corporate professionals, and everyone knows startups. So even if the person you meet can't help you, I am sure they can introduce you to someone in their LinkedIn network or personal network who can help you. So be nice to everybody because you never know who can help you. And we've heard so many stories of people who got funded because an investor here introduced them to someone, or they met a client, or they met a customer at these events. So that's the whole point. We have a special welcome today from our group from Kyrgyzstan. Can you stand up? Those of you who are here and can not do it, let's give a round of applause. So Kyrgyzstan, I've learned, is in Central Asia, and for the last 2 weeks, they are doing a boot camp here, going to many places in Silicon Valley. Some of them will be pitching today. I hope you'll meet them later. We've been meeting them. Our group has been very impressed. They're very technically proficient. They're very excited. It's amazing what they do in a small country where they don't have access to the resources of Silicon Valley. And our goal for them is to see what we do here and meet people for hopefully future deal making and future investing opportunities. So 2 more things in case I forget. I always invite people to go on LinkedIn, which I don't think we did the page today, but we did. Oh, we did. Okay. Okay. So once we're done with Max, I'll give you my LinkedIn page. I want you all to be friends, so I don't get lonely. So I want you to go on LinkedIn when you'll see the page in a little bit and join me on LinkedIn, connect to me, and also I'll send you lots of other events. 2 events coming up at CES in Las Vegas every year, which is great. If you've never been there, you should go. January 7th through 10th. We are doing an event every year called Silicon Valley Funding Summit on January 6th. So we bring in Silicon Valley investors and global investors. We usually have about 40 startups we sell out. Many of them are European because we have a partnership with the EU. And that's the day before CES, so we're looking for opportunities. Investors, if you judge our event, we give you 2 free nights of hotel rooms and a CES badge. So contact me. And then also, a week later, has everyone heard of JP Morgan Healthcare Week? That is a fantastic week. The week after CES here, I think it's January 12th through 18th. Over 100 free events, parties, you name it, in San Francisco. 15,000 healthcare investors, pharma, health tech, med tech, etc. We're doing an event that week. It'll be a venture pitch and a networking program in San Francisco. And then we're also hoping to do a holiday party in December. So we're looking for a venue big enough. We've been offered venues, but they're too small. We need a venue for about 200 people, if anyone knows of a place. If not, we'll use one of our other venues. So that's what's happening right now. We're going to start with Max Shapiro, who is the CEO of People Connect. He is a true connector. He runs a staffing company, but he's also a great resource for startups to help them grow in Silicon Valley. And we've been privileged the last few months. He's been giving a short 10-minute talk at each event. And today's talk is how to build a great startup team and 20 questions investors want answered before they invest.
Thanks, Zahava. It's a pleasure to be here. What Zahava does to help startups is really wonderful. And how about a great hand for Zahava? This is not easy to do. He does it all the time. He does it very well. So I am Max Shapiro. I am 81 years old. I work 60 hours a week. Why? Not because I have to, but I love helping early stage startups get funding. And once they have funding, they have another challenge. They can't go lay out on the beach in Maui. They've got to build great teams, and that's where our company, People Connect, comes in. For 25 years, we've been helping startups build great teams. We're really unique. We fill any position at any level for any type of startup anywhere. And then we also run events. I've been doing pitch events for 12 years. But I'm here to talk to you today about challenge that you as entrepreneurs have, which is figuring out what to say to investors, how to say it, when to say it. So I want to start with 20 questions that investors want answered before they'll invest in your startup. First is, what is the why? Why are you doing this business? If it's just like, hey, I was sitting around having a beer with somebody and we thought it'd be great if people could save 17 seconds switching between Instagram and TikTok, some stupid ass thing, right? But if you've got a really good why, and often healthcare companies, life science companies, who you're going to be hearing from early on, have that why. So tell us why you're doing the business that you're doing, number one. What's the problem you're solving? If you have a 4-minute pitch or a 6-minute pitch, don't spend half the time telling us what the problem is, what the solution is. What you're trying to do with this pitch here today is get another meeting. So I've heard people up here, brilliant PhDs, and they'll spend 80% of their time talking about the technology. That's not what you want to do. Who's on the team? Because I'm in the people business, and because I've been an investor for 20 years, and I know a lot of other investors, they will tell you, you bet on the jockey. I want to know about the team. We've heard people pitch at our pitch events, never talk about themselves. I don't know whether they're an Uber driver or working at Macy's. So let us know who you are and also about your team. How much skin do you have in the game? I've heard people say, hey, I had 3 big exits. How much of your own cash have you put in? Oh, I put in $25,000. Really? You're a faker. But if you put a lot of money in, $50, $100, $200,000, let investors know. They like to hear that. How big is the market? Important. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this slide. I've got 25 slides, 20 to go through, and this is usually a half-hour talk, which I'm trying to do in 10 minutes. So we want to know that it's a big market, that we as investors have a chance to make money. Who are your competitors? You got to know about your competition. If you don't, you're going to be in trouble. What are the barriers to entry? Do you have any IP that's going to keep people from coming in and blowing your company up? What's the moat? Let us know that. What's your CAC? What's your LTV? MRR, ARR? If you don't know those acronyms, you better know them. What's your relationship with potential acquirers? So if you know people that might acquire, if you know companies, if you've had discussions with them, let us know that, please. How much money are you raising? Be real specific in answering this question. So what we like to hear is, we're raising $1 million on a safer convertible note, 20% discount, 8% interest, and a cap of whatever that might be. Don't just come up and fumble, well, I'm not really sure, I don't know. You need to know this before you come up here. You need to do your homework, you need to practice. How long do you see yourself staying on as CEO? There are very few people, I can think of a couple that we all know, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, who started without any experience being a CEO and created this little company that became a humongous company, and they're still CEO. But for a lot of people, you might be great at starting a business, but have you ever taken a business from $10 or $15 million to $100 million? If you haven't, you're going to be better off if you bring in a new CEO and you go do something that you do well, which is doing a startup. Your stock's going to be worth more, you're going to make more money. When you wake up at 3 a.m., what's on your mind? So don't say that I don't have any worries. Don't say that there are no challenges. Be honest with your investors, and being forthright with investors is super, super important. Any questions that anybody might have about any of this? All investors have different thoughts on this. Any questions? Yes?
Question number 2. Could you please repeat
It's the problem. What's the problem? What's the problem, and then what's the solution? was going through it quickly to get done in 10 minutes.
I have a question.
Yes.
So is this available in your website?
It is available on our website. It's in a webinar. If you just go to peopleconnectstaffing.com or pitch-force, either one, we'd be happy to send it. It's a webinar that I've done, and this deck is available. Happy to make that available for anybody. Yes.
What's the biggest turn off as an investor?
Well, I think it's not being honest. If you think you can be the investor a little bit, just a little gray thing that you're trying. I know a lot of investors that aren't going to. Another big thing is having enthusiasm and being motivated. If you come up here and talk like this, with this, this kind of voice, real slow, you've got to inspire people to work 60 hours a week. And I don't care whether English is your first language or not. You can still be enthusiastic, and we bet on the jockey. Any other questions? Yes.
What are the top 3 questions in your mind?
What are the top 3 questions?
Yeah, there's too many. So what?
Well, I think what is the why is really important. Another one is WIIFM. What's in it for me as the investor? If you're pitching, I'm catching. You're thinking about what you're going to do with that money. I'm thinking about how and when I'm going to make money. So let me know that. That's 2. And then just knowing all your numbers. You can't stand up there and someone asks you a question about what your revenue is going to be in 5 years, and you say, let me check with my CFO. No, you've got to know that. You've got to have it all down. Any other questions? If not, I do want to mention that we do have an event coming up, a speed dating event in Palo-Alto a week from Tuesday. If you're interested, just reach out to me, Max at People Connect Staffing. Zahava, thank you for the opportunity to speak to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, what we're going to do next is my favorite part, which are the investor introductions. And we are going to ask the investors to say who they are, how you can reach them. Most of them, does everyone like LinkedIn? Yeah, is there anyone who doesn't use LinkedIn? So most of them look, I have extra investors I didn't even know about. Great to see you, Chris. Dr. Chris Dunn. Because some people want to know there's doctors. We have Dr. Chris Dunn here. So so most of them will tell you LinkedIn. If you're really desperate and you want to reach them, email me, and I will email them and ask for permission to give out their information, but I never do it without permission. So they're going to tell you the following: what markets they invest in, how big is their fund, and how much they invest per startup.